Hello YouTube and fellow DC Comic fans. I'm Keith One Shot, and today is Wednesday, August 1st, and you know what that means? It's New Comic Book Day. So I'm going to quickly go over and show you the new comic books that I got today, and the ones I recommend you pick up as well. We're going to start this off with Go-Go Power Rangers issue 12 from Boom Comics. This book has been a lot of fun. This series has been very enjoyable. It ties into the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series, which is also from Boom Comics, as we are in the Shattered Grid storyline, which is a lot of different universes battling and timelines. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. The artwork is incredible. We got Kimberly on the cover. She's got her bow. We got Lord Draken on the cover. I love his helmet. I love the new shield guard that he's got there. That looks awesome. The story is there. The artwork is there. Check it out. Boom Studios. Love the work on this comic book. Definitely recommend it. Shattered Grid has been tremendous. Okay, the next book that we got is Nightwing issue 47, which we see our dude Dick Grayson in a gory, bloody battle against a bunch of ninjas who have a bunch of size, like Raphael. So I can't wait to read this book and see what happens with Dick Grayson. He's been doing a lot of stuff with the Titans, in the new formed team of the Titans. It's a new version of the Titans. I'm not super happy with the lineup of that new Titans team, but I hope that it grows on me over time, so we'll see what happens. And more importantly, we'll see what happens in this issue of Nightwing 47. I cannot wait to read it, and I definitely recommend you picking it up, especially if you're a Dick Grayson fan at all. Okay, the next book that we got, and I'm very excited that this series started up. I believe that it's a 12-part miniseries, and that is The Adventures of the Super Sons #1. This book was a lot of fun, the original Super Sons book. That got canceled, unfortunately, and now, if you've been reading Superman and Action Comics, Jonathan Kent is actually on, like a quest for knowledge. It's a Kryptonian rite of age passage thing that they're doing. He's flying around the universe with Jor-El and his mother, and he's learning more about different races, different planets, and more about his Kryptonian nature. So I can't wait to read this book. But like what I was gonna say is that since that's happening in the current day, this story, they wanted to bring Super Sons back, but they kind of can't because of what's happening in the storyline. So this Adventure of Super Sons, this 12-part issue, happens like in the middle of DC Rebirth. Like before the Super Sons run ended, and before Action Comics 1000 and the Man of Steel book. That's before this, so it's like in the middle of DC Rebirth, but it's a new book series that's happening. I do like it because we do still get to see more Damian and Jonathan interacting together, and we get more of the Super Sons, because the Super Sons has been a lot of fun. Honestly, I think that they should make Super Sons into an animated cartoon for kids. I think that would be awesome. I think that they would really enjoy it, and they'd get to know Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent, because they're they're great characters and they're a lot of fun, and I think kids will be able to relate with the edginess of Damian Wayne and the more naive shyness and like overtly positiveness of Jonathan Kent, and I would like to see that in an animated form to some capacity. But either way, this book is a lot of fun and I do recommend it, and I hope that this series is just as good as the original Super Sons comic. Okay, the next book that we got is Batman issue 52, written by Tom King with artwork by Lee Weeks. This book, I love Batman. It's one of my favorite issues every time it comes out. This is the second issue of Cold Case, I believe it's called, where Batman is in a court, well, not Batman, Bruce Wayne is in a court case involving Mr. Freeze and Batman. And the rest of the jury, I don't know what you call a jury, whatever you call them. The rest of them all gave Batman the benefit of the doubt and said, oh, Mr. Freeze must be guilty. But Bruce Wayne actually objected and said, no, we shouldn't just give Batman the benefit of the doubt, and I think that Mr. Freeze is innocent. So we're going to find more about that in this issue, and we're going to see that Batman has been on the edge since the wedding was called off, and he's more aggressive, and he pretty much destroyed Mr. Freeze. So Bruce is trying to say that the confession that Mr. Freeze gave was forced because of the aggressive nature of Batman, and Bruce Wayne knows that because he was there as Batman, but he can't tell everybody else that. Either way, I can't wait to read this book. Tom King does an amazing job with Batman, and the artwork has been solid in the last issue, and it should be just as solid in this one as well, so I cannot wait to read that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go and pick up my comic books myself. My brother went down there for me, and I didn't give him my complete list, so I don't have Justice League on my pull. I don't know how that happened, so I don't have Justice League here, which is unfortunate because Justice League is tremendous and Scott Snyder does a hell of a job, but just know that that book is missing here. And then I also wanted to give a shout out to The Unexpected #3, written by Steve Orlando. That book was a lot of fun. I actually did a review of that book on comicbookcorpse.com, which you can check that out here. Go to comicbookcorpse.com and check out my review, as well as all the other reviews from all the amazing writers on comicbookcorpse.com. Okay, the next and final book that I got is Mr. Miracle #10, which was delayed, but now it's here. Obviously, we see Darkseid on the cover, as Darkseid is, of course. And I actually don't remember what happened at the end of Mr. Miracle #9, so I'm going to reread that before I read this book. But I do know that Scott Free's son was born, and that Darkseid will surrender and give up the anti-life equation if Mr. Miracle agrees to let Darkseid raise his son, similar to the deal that Darkseid had with Highfather involving Mr. Miracle himself, and Orion, and Calabac, and now Jacob Free might be involved in a similar deal as well. Let's see what happens in Mr. Miracle #10. This whole run has been amazing. There's 2 issues left in this book. I can't wait to read this one, as well as the next 2. I don't think there's going to be a delay on those next 2 issues, but this has been Tom King and Mitch Gerads. Tom King is writing and Mitch Gerads is doing the art. I love Mitch Gerads' art. I think it is amazing. I think he has a lot of attention to detail. I love the characterizations. I love everything about his art. It is very tremendous, and Tom King really knows how to write this character, Mr. Miracle, as well as Batman. But yeah, these are the books that I got this week. I am going to read them, and I'm going to be doing my Post-Crisis Podcast issue #4, and I'll probably talk about Mr. Miracle in that issue. I'll probably talk about Batman. Let's see if I talk about Super Sons. I am going to go down and pick up my copy of Justice League, so that might be discussed as well, which basically I'm going to do a play-by-play review, talk about the news that's going on in the week, anything that might be happening, going on in the world of comics, and yeah, I'm going to review these as well. And I do that weekly. This is going to be issue 4 of the Post-Crisis Podcast coming up. That'll either drop tomorrow or Friday, based on the free time that I have available, as my schedule is changing. That's why I do apologize for my channel's content being a little less than what it used to be before, is that because there are a lot of changes happening in my life right now, and there's some shakeups and things that I do have to deal with, and eventually it will, I'm hoping it'll work itself out, and everything will go back to usual, and I'll be able to create the content that I was creating over the last year. Either way, I'm Keith One Shot. Take care, have a great day, and goodbye!